This podcast is brought to you by SeatGeek. Our friends over at SeatGeek are giving us a promo code of TBA Wrestling. That is TBA Wrestling for $20 off your first purchase. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Gunners Are Us, where we are positively
that
Arsenal.
we are.
Oh my goodness, let's go. Come on, we're ready.
I'm at it. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel good. I feel okay. I feel
a lot better right now than I did this time last week.
Yeah, I feel okay. I know. It's not. I know it's not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed.
It is.
It is guaranteed.
Well, no, yeah, you are right. We're guaranteed Champions League football, and we're guaranteed no lower than third.
I mean,
mathematically, but realistically,
yeah,
we're second.
Yeah,
Definite.
I think I said a few weeks back, before the PSG game had kind of finalised and we knew where we were at with that. I think I said if I could have we go out in the semis. Like, we hadn't gone out yet, but I said if we go out in the semis, all we need is to secure second. That's all I want.
Yeah, just rectify somewhat of a season.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with going out in the semis, coming second. That's how it ends, because that is progression. Mm-hmm. I know people don't really... I mean, I thought no one was going to talk about the progression because it's not technically a trophy.
Yeah.
But they did mention it.
I think, yeah, in all fairness to everyone is... it was met with mixed reviews, but Arteta basically did come out last week and do an interview and said, well, red cards and injuries are the reason we couldn't progress.
Yeah.
But his what went around the internet was, he said, we had bad red cards and injuries, therefore it was impossible for us, no one else did.
Yeah.
He never said that.
No.
He basically said, when you have the red cards when we did, and when you have the injuries that we did this season, it's very hard, because when you look around, there's proof. Look at Man United and Tottenham, who had the second and third most injuries.
Yeah.
Look where they are.
Yeah.
And they spent more money than Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arsenal spent less money, more injuries, and we maintained second.
Somehow. We progressed from last season.
Yeah, and, there's little wins in there, like Liverpool can't reach the amount of points we got last year.
No.
And they've won the league.
Yeah.
They can't reach the points we've had the last two seasons.
Yeah.
And they've won the league.
Yeah.
Which shows you that it's just purely bad luck. We went up against the treble team of Man City. We went up against the quadruple City. Not quadruple, but the 4 years running City. And then this year we came up against Salah and his unbelievable Liverpool team. But I think it's less about Salah and his team and more just on an Arsenal level about us.
Yeah.
And the issues we had.
We took some hits.
Yeah, and
We were weakened.
it was bound to happen. You can't. We've spoken about it on this podcast, literally at the end of last season, where we said the thing you don't see is people. You either win the league repeatedly, or you drop off.
Yeah.
Like, for example, City won the league 4 years running. Then they're going to come third. They're not going to come second.
No.
They didn't run Liverpool tight this year.
I'm even surprised they're coming third at this point.
Yeah, but they didn't. Or they still might not. They still might come out of the top four.
Yeah.
But they've got to go to Palace away. So we'll get into all the top four races, the most exciting thing to talk about. Top five race, I should say.
Yeah.
But before we crack in everything, I just want to say you can check us out on iTunes and Spotify. Gunners Are Us Pod on TikTok. Videos every day. And we have had conversations with Simon this week, third member of the crew, of how we're going to elevate next season. Obviously, we've got the summer to come and we're going to talk about transfers and all that kind of stuff. We've got no international football. We've got the Club World Cup. Probably won't overly talk about that unless something super talkable happens. But we'll get through this summer. We've never done the podcast. We've never done a summer without anything happening.
It's our first quiet postseason.
It's our first ever quiet postseason. So we'll keep going, obviously. The episodes, depending on how much news there are, might be not as intense. But I think also a lot of people that are listening are probably going, I want a few weeks off of football.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem, but we're coming up with new ideas. Maybe there could be a second podcast per week. That is the early indication for next season. So you'll be getting more podcasts and more Simon.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that as the season gets nearer.
So, like, as Arsenal have been doing, we're looking to progress season by season.
There's going to be some injuries, and therefore we're going to regress slightly. No, but yeah, getting back to what we were talking about.
But I was surprised.
It was so important, the second.
That's what I mean. Like, because we were talking about it a lot, and I know Arsenal fans, some, I don't know about all of them, because, I mean, there is a toxic minority out there somewhere. Like every fan base has.
Oh, it's rotten, yeah.
We try and be positive. So even, like we said, before the semi-finals, we'll take semis, we'll take second. That is progressing. We're going upwards. Season by season, we're going upwards. We're not dropping off. It's consistent and we're getting better.
Yeah.
We are. And just like I didn't think they'd mention it on TV because it's something that I thought we were just clutching at straws with. But Jamie even mentioned it before the game ended. I think. Do
you know who I think? Because I remember you saying that to me, and I thought I don't think it was. I think it was Paul Merson.
No, because I swear Jamie threw it in there at some
I
point.
think it sounded like Jamie because
It could have
Jamie's been pretty aggressively. No room for excuses about Arsenal.
I think that's what threw me because I thought it was Jamie.
I think it was because I think I heard the same thing.
Yeah,
but Merson was banging that drum before the game and after.
Yeah.
He felt pretty confident about that.
But you've got to point that stuff out. I know people will say, yeah, but it's not a trophy. So what are you clutching at?
Yeah,
you've got to look at the Premier League standards these days is mad.
Yeah, it
is insane. And for that Arsenal team, like you have to say these things because you have to give them their flowers. Like Arteta said. In the post-match. He's proud of the players for what they had to fight through with injuries, with suspensions, to go to a Champions League semi-final and still come second. That is mad with everything as it is.
And also emotionally to get over that semi, it was quite emotional adrenaline dump.
Oh, to come off of that and do what you did against Liverpool, to then go into the Newcastle game and get the job done. And
get the job done. And in all fairness, I watched the Gary Neville podcast afterwards. And he kind of said, like, he's been pretty... Again, we got to remember that they do a lot for clickbait. Yeah. And now the season's coming to an end. I think they're being kind of realistic.
Yeah.
So I think Gary Neville at the start of the season, he kept going, my pick for the season's Arsenal. My pick for Arsenal. He did that just to create pressure and problems for the Arsenal fans at the end of the season when he could turn around and go, I wanted you guys to win. I thought you were going to win it.
Yeah.
But then the whole season just buries us.
Yeah.
But once this kind of came to an end, we pretty much secured second. We beat Newcastle. And he was on his podcast and he basically said, yeah, I think it is progression because it's not, this was their year to take it. But you can't when the stuff internally goes wrong.
Yeah.
It was our year.
Yeah.
I see that because the progression was showing that we're probably going to win the league because we're the team on the up. City are on the slight decline because they need to
Now's the time.
Yeah, Liverpool had a new manager. We all kind of felt strongly about that. But we didn't know, if at the start of the season, someone said in the first 10 games, you're going to have 5 games where you play with 10 men for half a game.
Yeah.
You're going to start the season with 2 or 3 injuries to your newer players. Your captain's going to go out for 3.5 months.
Yeah.
Saka's going to go out for 6 months. Havertz out for 6 months. Gabriel out for 6 months.
Spine.
Yeah, Martinelli out for a period of time with the hamstring. If someone had said that at the start, I would have been like, just hopefully we can get... If someone had said that's what's going to happen ahead of you, where do you want to come?
Yeah.
I would have said, as long as they get Champions League football, I don't care.
Just don't get relegated.
Yeah, and I would have said maybe, do you reckon they could nick a Carabao Cup? Because that's essentially what Liverpool did last year. Liverpool had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Awful, potentially worse than what we had this year.
Yeah.
They had awful injuries. They were also in the title race all year.
Yeah.
But then they completely dropped off the last 10 games. And they came third. But they picked up a Carabao Cup with children.
Yeah.
That's, for me, what I thought we could have done this year.
Yeah.
But I think our version of Carabao Cup was nearly going to the Champions League final. We put all our energy into that. The minimal energy they had left because of the minimal amount of players they had left. But to nick away at a second, it wasn't a title race. But to get that second, I think is really crucial because...
in years to come, when people look back at the standings, we're always the one just below.
And the last time we came second 3 years running, we won the double the next year. And we've spoken about it a lot. No team other than when you're winning, I know I mentioned this earlier, but I never finished the point, was when you look at Liverpool, they would challenge City. They'd maybe challenge, but not quite as aggressive next year. Then they'd drop off and come fourth.
Yeah.
Then the next year, they would be neck and neck, lose on goal difference.
Yeah.
Next year, drop to third.
You can't sustain that.
Then the next year, they'd win the league. Then the next year, they would challenge and go to the last day. Then they'd drop off. You need a win to kind of galvanise you to actually give you any more energy.
Yeah.
So to come second, repeatedly, that constant disappointment.
Yep.
I've not seen a team have this much constant disappointment
and keep going
at a high level, but actually still maintain that persistent second.
Yeah.
Because, if we'd won the league last year, there could have been a massive drop-off because adrenaline dump or something like that. Or it might have given them that extra energy to go and do something.
Yeah.
It might have given us something where the refs don't send a load of our players off at the start of the season for no reason. it could have done a lot of things.
It gives us a bit of power.
But to push through that and still fail,
Yeah.
it sounds weird. And to rectify it. And I think it was really important as well to beat Newcastle. Because that game, you know, we needed 1 point to guarantee Champions League football from 2 games. And one of them was against relegated Southampton.
Yeah.
But we won that game. And we'll break down the game shortly in a minute. But they had to win that, really.
Yeah.
They don't have to. It's still in their hands.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, it was more important for them than it probably was for us.
It was a massive game.
So for us to do that, and also, and this is what Neville said in the post, they pretty much did it with a secondary back four. That's why we don't need to go in the market for a back four.
Yeah.
I mean, we ended that game. Well, not ended that game. The second half, we had Calafiori and Kivior as the centre back.
Yeah.
And we had Lewis Skelly and Ben White.
Yeah.
That's without Gabriel Saliba, Timber, Tomiyasu,
Yep.
or Zinchenko.
Yeah. And even halfway through the game, shifted the back four. Halfway through.
And that's what he said. He was like, so that shows you the quality they have, the depth they have in defence. Because they pretty much rotated the entire back four against a very good Newcastle team.
And an important game.
And they won.
Yeah.
And they kept a clean sheet. The clean sheet was more down to Rare, but I mean, we'll get to that more. I think you had a point to make.
Well, I think the testament of that mindset, that's the thing. I swear, there's a thing with the English sports, English football, it's very cynical. But if you look at like American sports and the mind, that I think Arteta takes a lot of the mindset stuff from American sports. I think he looks at what they do over there because it is and I think Pep does as well because he obviously loves American sports. I think you have to start applying some of that mentality to English sports. We can't be so cynical. We can't be so self-deprecating. And I think Arteta's brought that to Arsenal, and that is a massive part of why that group of young players, with coming together like that, having the confidence in a young manager who this is his first job, since he's taken over, they've all banded together. And like you said, season by season, nearly coming, like bridesmaid, never the bride. Every season, though, they come back mentality-wise to go again.
Yeah, it's mad.
That is massive. So when people start throwing around, like, the Arteta out stuff,
yeah, it's nonsense.
It's deeper than just, like, this is our manager, we need to get rid of him. This is our manager, we need to get... It's deeper than that. The mindset he's instilled in these players to go out there, season for season, not quite winning, and then coming back again...
Yeah,
is insane.
And I think you can see in the last 2 games that the job he must do, because I do think there was an element of, you know, throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
I think once we went out that semi, they went to Anfield, and in that first half, like when you look at the stats even, it didn't feel this way. It felt like we were on our way to a drubbing.
Yeah.
But we were in that game. We could have scored 2 or 3 in that first half.
Yeah.
They could have scored 2 or 3. They did score 2.
Yeah.
But there was an element of the way we were playing. It was very like we won the ball in their box. There was 3 of us against 1. No one took a shot. It was very just...
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like there wasn't much cut and thrust to it. And at half-time, Arteta must have got the hairdryer out or something because they came out with a vengeance.
Yeah.
And again with this Newcastle game, that first half was really bad.
Yeah.
Newcastle probably should have scored 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And they came out in the second half, a whole different team. Newcastle were not in that game in the second half.
Yeah.
And you just didn't feel that. So it shows you as a manager what he seems to be able to...
It's crazy.
He can produce more out of them because we've seen it in the last week that he can get into the change room and actually go... Because you saw how angry he was after the Liverpool game. Like we rectified a draw at Anfield and he was... That is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, Jesus, like, all right. And he was not having it, was he?
He's right, though.
He was like, in the first half, the basics were not done.
Yeah.
And that cannot happen under
can't.
my watch. And it never will again.
No.
And he obviously let them know because, I mean, I felt nervous watching his interview. But God knows what he did. That was at half time.
Yeah.
So if he was that angry after we'd rectified it, what did he look like at half time? But again, as far as I tell, he seems to be able to get more out of those players. Perfect example is this year. I've joked about it with other people when we've talked on WhatsApp, things like that. We played a series of games this year with Tierney as our left winger, 17-year-old Waneri as our right winger, and Moreno up front.
Yeah.
If someone had said that to me at the start of the season when Moreno was out for 6 months, 6 weeks, with a broken arm, because he broke his arm in first training session from Gabriel.
Yeah.
If someone had said that new holding midfielder we bought was going to play 6 months up front, I would have gone, what? And they would have said, Tierney is going to come back from his injury and actually start playing left wing.
Yeah.
Never left back.
And knowing he's on the way out as well.
Yeah. And that Waneri, who played like a couple cup games the year before,
Yeah.
is going to end up playing close to 20 Premier League games. I would have been like...
The fact that...
And then I would have said, and that team comes second.
Yeah. The fact that Mikel Arteta can somehow rally the troops into believing they can get the job done.
It's mad. It's such a competitive league.
Oh, the most.
Like I was saying that this week was the last few seasons. Weirdly, the bottom three are the bottom three,
Yeah.
and they seem to find that.
Yeah.
We know who the bottom three are pretty much every year when they come up.
Yeah.
And the winner we tend to know is Man City, but this year it switched to Liverpool. But realistically, there's been a runaway winner at the bottom three.
Yeah.
From Tottenham, who are just outside of relegation, through to Arsenal. I don't know how many points it is. It's probably a decent amount from Man United and that. But I mean, if you go down to, I think it was last night Bournemouth played, they were in the bottom half.
Yeah.
If they'd won, they would have gone to 8th.
Yeah. And
But
at one point they were batting around near the Champions League
Yeah.
spots.
So, when you look down that league now, it's like, okay, here's some of the away games you're going to play outside of Man City and Liverpool next year. Newcastle, oof. Villa, ooh. Brighton, Bournemouth, Fulham, Palace, Everton in a new stadium.
Nothing's
Man
easy.
United,
Nothing's easy.
Tottenham,
Yeah.
Chelsea. Go on, give me one more. With that one that worries you.
Like really awkward.
Yeah,
one.
you
Even
can add,
West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham. You can add Liverpool and you can add City to that. That's 13. The three that come up, you're not so worried about. Maybe Wolves, you're not so worried about going away to.
But you never know.
Even West Ham, at the minute, I don't think you're overly worried about going away to. But they're none of them. Brentford.
Yeah, nothing's easy.
They're all horrific places to go. So the league has become so hard to get results anywhere.
Yeah.
So to come second, Forest. I just completely forgot
Forest. Wow, yeah.
Yeah. That's how it, I just gonna be honest, next week, guys, we're going to go through what we predicted at the start of the season.
Yeah.
I had a quick glance at it. I'm going to give you a big spoiler. I had Forest going down.
Did you? That's mad. That's what I was going to say at the start of this season.
By the way, you're nearly spot on.
Am I?
With the season, yeah. Yeah, you're nearly, you're like one place off of perfection, I think.
Well, I wish that had spread to my prediction league stuff this season. But...
Yeah. But in time, we'll make more sense of that because we don't actually know who the top four are and things like that at the minute. So, it's just such a hard season, such a hard league now.
Yeah.
And I don't see it getting easier because obviously, next year, those teams I just said are all going to be there.
Yeah.
Plus, you're going to add Burnley, who I think are actually, for me, going to be a surprise package next year. I think the way they're playing is really awkward. They defend in numbers. I think they're going to play the way in which a team that gets promoted should play to galvanise the way they play.
Yeah.
Too many teams are coming up and playing out from the back and playing Man City and Arsenal light, and they're not doing it well enough.
Yeah.
And they don't have the potency up front to rectify it.
They're not adjusting to what they need to do.
Exactly. For example, we make 10 mistakes a year playing out from the back.
Yeah.
They usually get punished instantly in goals.
Yeah.
But we have enough Sakas and Martinellis to rectify that problem. But when you come up from the Championship, you make 10 of them, but you actually probably make 15, 20 because you may be a little slower.
Yeah.
Where's Haaland coming for Burnley to sort them out? It doesn't happen. So teams need to come up, and I think they got to learn from Brentford and Brighton and that. Brentford and Brighton play great football now, but when they first came up, that first year they just hung on. They just kind of did counter-attack football. They defended in numbers, things like that.
You have to build.
But I do think Burnley, could come up, and I think they could linger for a couple of years. That's my early prediction, but we'll get to predictions at the start of next season anyway. But the Newcastle game was an odd one because, Raya kept the ball away, and I have a theory that I don't think it's necessarily a Raya issue.
Yeah.
I think the players are just a step slower, and mentally and physically, and I think the passes that he was doing all season were absolutely fine. The players aren't quite getting to, and it's making him look bad. But then luckily he's rectifying it by unbelievable saves.
Worldies.
Directly, he made some mad saves in that game. And also in that game, I really realised how worryingly good Newcastle were getting. If they'd won that, they would have gone second, and it would have been in their hands to come second. Can you imagine if they won the Carabao Cup and came second?
That's progression.
It's progression, whatever they've done anyway, because they dropped out of Champions League last year.
Yeah.
I think they dropped out of Europe last year, didn't they?
Yes.
They must have come 8th.
Yeah. I mean,
They weren't in anything this year.
Newcastle are doing exactly what they need to do in the position they're in with the players they got.
Well, if you think about it as well, Eddie Howe got a tune out of them 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He got them Champions League football. Then what happened last year? They came 8th and they went out of Champions League because they put too much into it. Then this year they had nothing. So what did they do? And what did we say about Villa? They'll probably miss out on Champions League because they had to deal with Champions League.
Yeah. It's
And
too much.
Look what might happen to Villa. They might miss out on Champions League.
They burn out.
That's the benefit. Is like now Villa and Newcastle are both richer teams than Arsenal.
Yeah.
Both bigger histories than Arsenal.
Yep. And look, we didn't burn out.
We came second and got to a semi.
Yeah.
And again, people would say, "Oh, because you've done it before." This group of players hasn't.
Those players, I don't know. You can't do that based on your badge alone.
No, exactly. Yeah, just because you play for Arsenal doesn't mean more automatically DNA wise you're like, yeah.
Oh
you
no,
can
you've
deal
seen
with the pressures.
Yeah, you've seen what the badge actually does. Like
look at Man United.
Man United, that badge isn't helping them at the minute. Albeit we don't know what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah. We don't, and we will get to that. But yeah, the Newcastle game was an odd one. The goal came from Rice. Unbelievable finish.
Beautiful.
I think he's got 9 goals, 10 assists this year, which is his best ever return.
Yeah.
I think he's hit the same amount of goals and assists he got for West Ham
Yeah.
in 150 games less.
He's
becoming, dare I say it, everything that we want Bellingham also to be.
Yeah.
And I think Bellingham's had better seasons.
Yeah.
But I think we didn't think Rice had this kind of 8. I don't think he's a 6 anymore. I really don't.
No.
I think he has to play. When there's games where Partey doesn't play, and it's not because I want Partey to play, but there's games where he has to go 6 and we miss something.
It gets rid of a part of his game, yeah.
Yeah, he feels like the replacement for Xhaka, but he's a bit more aggressive in it.
He's very progressive, yeah. He's
become such a threat. Like if you bet responsibly.
Yeah.
Him shot on target happens every game.
Yeah. Yeah.
He shoots more than Odegaard.
Yeah.
He seems to be more of a 10 than Odegaard.
He's got a heck of a shot on him as well. Like he seems like someone. He's sure-footed. When he steps up to shoot, you feel like
confident that he's hitting it hard.
the shot's going to be good. Like he's doing something. Like he's very, very reminiscent of Beckham.
Yeah, and he's definitely developing something there.
Yeah, like same with Beckham. Anytime the ball would drop to him on the edge of the box, he wasn't necessarily always going to hit it like a power shot, but even a curler, it was always on target, always hard.
Yeah.
He's the football equivalent of like classical music when you watch him.
Oh, you like that, dude?
Yeah, he's kind of like not to take a Mike Keogh quote.
Don't call him a Rolls Royce.
He is one of those though. Like he is.
He's
like,
an athlete.
He's a machine.
Yeah. I'm glad he is the goal that sorted it, because I think there's been a lot of talk about Lewis Skelly being one of our better players of the season. I think he has, but he also only made his first start in November. Yeah. So it's not been a full season.
But he just slotted right in.
He's one of my, as an Arsenal fan, I think he's unbelievable. He played 2 semi-finals of the Champions League. Yeah. And quarters. Yeah. He locked up Rodrigo. Yeah. There's things like that you just think, well, how is this player doing it? And also he played for England. Yeah. He made his first start and he scored at Wembley.
It's the confidence and demeanour of the boy as well. Like, he's just walking around the Bernabeu with his headphones in, FaceTiming his mum. Yeah. Like, there's a confidence to him. Not just his ability on the field, but the way there's a still shot from that game this week when there's a little scuffle broke out and he's just smiling.
He loves it. But also, you need a player like a bit of a poop house. Yeah. Like, and I think maybe he's our young player of the season. I think our player of the season has to be Declan Rice. Yeah. If not Raya. Yeah. I think those three have kind of just dragged us through. Yeah. Because they're the only ones that didn't really miss massive amounts of time. No. I know Rice, I think, broke his foot or something. Mm-hmm. Missed a period in the middle there. But he didn't miss too many games in the end somehow.
I'd like to give an honourable good soldier award to Moreno, though.
Moreno, again, missed the first, few months. Yeah. Due to that injury, with the international breaks and the injury or whatever. He never really ever played in his rightful position. No. But to come in January after everyone went out and score the amount he did... Yeah. Yeah, he definitely deserves a big mention. Another one as well. He gets a lot of stick. Martinelli.
Yeah, he just carries on, doesn't he? He just keeps going.
He's been there the whole season.
Yeah.
He did again have a hamstring injury and miss a bit of time, but not as much as everyone else.
Yeah.
And he was there, and like Trossard. Trossard's always available,
Grinding it out.
So there's been a lot of players like that, but for me, my player of the season is Rice.
Yeah.
And Lewis Skelly and Raya is my kind of backups.
Yeah.
But the season's not over. But
I think that is a good.
it was just a really important 3 points.
That is a good representation of this team and what they managed to accomplish this season. Is we have these players that we know were standouts, like Rice, like Raya. But there's these players dotted around the field that you can say just kind of put a shift in when they were needed. Like you mentioned, Martinelli, Moreno, Timber.
Timber as well, and really
Just
unbelievable.
got in there, did the job, got it done. Like they basically helped drag us to where we needed to be.
Yeah. Speaking of Timber as well, it's it looks like he's had ankle surgery this week.
Okay.
An injury that he's had all season.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's kind of worked through. There's been a couple, I think, have been working through injuries that it's a real worry. And I think someone said this week there were like 4 hamstrings like ruptures in one season is too many.
Yeah.
That isn't
not
bad
normal.
luck. That is
Something's up.
fundamentally you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Maybe it's the workload though.
I don't know, but the problem with that is there's also talk. I think Rice might need a minor surgery. There's talk of Saliba might need a minor surgery. If at the end of the season it's like broken cars, they're going in for these little things. That's not normal. Like usually it's like, oh, go rest and get on the beach. It's like these players are having to go like fine tune joints to get ready for next season.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be having to do that. So there's something fundamentally going wrong there. It might be just, the culmination of 3 years of just really going hell for leather.
That is what.
But you still shouldn't be having that many surgeries.
I mean, I want the word and the talk of Arsenal to be of these positives that this team have managed. Like, I don't feel like it's talked about enough. A lot of it's critique and criticism. But this team, from what they were to what they are now, over these seasons, the progression, the workload that these players have put in, like they've been expected to just keep going. How finely tuned the team is from Arteta's standpoint, of they can't make mistakes.
Yeah.
They have to work hard. They have to keep going. They can't put a foot wrong. And it's all paid off, really. Like they've progressed. Something, it needs to be studied.
It does, but
this group of players has managed to put together in that time.
It has, but you have to show something. Like you can't, I'm sure this has happened probably in history of football loads of times, but we don't talk about it because they didn't win anything.
Yeah.
For example, the only time we really remember anyone going 3 times in a row second was Arsenal, and we only remember it because they did a double next year.
Yeah.
If they didn't do the double next year, no one would say, do you remember that really amazing period where Arsenal came second 3 times? They're like, oh, did we? But because that's the 2 parts I'm looking at, isn't it? It's like, if you're that close, you get tied in like with you're one of the better teams.
Yeah.
But you're scrutinised as one of the best teams.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think a lot of the critique from people like Neville, I think I take it as a compliment. I think they expect us to do more.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're already overachieving. I think the Arsenal team, because we didn't expect any of this. A couple seasons ago, we thought it was a mistake and a fluke that we came to the point we came, like, literally 3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
So I think we're already overachieving and our expectations are already slightly above what they should be. I think that team is already giving us more than what we should be already getting at this point. But I think our expectation is rising with that. And I think the pundits' expectations are rising with that. Like, what they're expecting from this Arsenal team is way more than what that young group of players figuring it out is actually giving us. I think we need to sit back and appreciate what this team is giving us.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the Arsenal fans, that we remember where we were 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And even when we took I always, do you know what's weird? I go back to us standing around that dining room table after, I can't remember what it was. It was, Arteta was taking control.
Yeah.
And I think It might have been the year before we challenged that first year where we didn't expect to challenge.
Yeah.
It was like coming to the end of the season before that where I think we missed out on fourth.
Was it like that weird Newcastle game or something? Like
Yeah,
that
it was one of those types of times. And I remember saying, it's weird though, because I was like, Liverpool are winning Champions Leagues or going to a final every few years. And I was like, and they're challenging City every year.
Yeah.
Or every other year. And I was like, why can't that be us?
Yeah.
And I remember saying it to you, and it was the first time where I think my brain in a long time since, because you got to think, we haven't challenged for titles until 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Since 2009.
Yeah.
2008. We haven't truly challenged.
No.
We came second in 2016.
Yeah.
But that was to Leicester, and they were miles ahead. And
We were basically doing what we're doing now, but it was more just staying in the top four,
yeah.
not the top two.
And we did that for like 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
And I remember that conversation. It was weird because we had just missed out on Champions League football, I think. I think we had just missed out on the last day or whatever. And I was like going... But the thing is, Newcastle... I was like, Liverpool put a similar amount of money into their team. And...
They're getting more out of it.
And I was like... And they're second in winning Champions League. So if we believe Arteta is a good coach, why there's no reason why Arsenal can't also challenge for league titles every year. And it was the first time in my head where I actually truly thought, oh yeah, like that is true.
Yeah.
And weirdly, we then started to.
I think Arteta had the same thought at the same time.
And again...
Holding a physical light bulb.
Yeah. But that was the thing is, I think, even as fans, I think a lot of us didn't believe. Like we were like, well, no, we're not going to challenge. Like I said it a long time ago. I didn't think we'd ever challenge for a league title ever again.
No.
Because of the way money had come into other teams and the way football was going. I thought, yeah, we'll never challenge again.
No.
But hopefully we'll pick up a couple cups.
Yeah.
And I remember that conversation. It was weird because, I was thinking, like City, you can kind of look at it and go, well, they're the richest club in the world. They've got Pep Guardiola. They're buying Haaland. I was like, yeah, we're never going to do any of that.
No.
And that's why we won't win the league.
No.
But then I was looking at Liverpool and they'd won the league in COVID and stuff. And I was like, they just believe that their manager is a really good coach. And again, Klopp is a bigger coach than Arteta because he's been around longer and he's done more things. But I was like, but if we believe Arteta is a Klopp level coach, even though it's his first time, there's no reason we can't because we have great players. We can buy the same type of players that Liverpool buy. Like Liverpool don't go and buy players that we are out of reach of us.
No.
City do.
Yeah.
And Chelsea do.
Yeah. Liverpool in
Man
similar
United
market.
sometimes do. Yeah. Liverpool in the same market. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then it happened. And I was just like, okay, yeah, that is true. And you got to get so many things right because you got to get the right manager, the right group. And I mean, the depth of things you got to do, and this is where Man United are at, and we'll talk about Man United in a second, actually.
Yeah.
The level in which you got to do it is you have to completely renovate the fan base.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when Arteta took over, the Emirates was half full.
Yeah.
No one... We didn't like our team.
No.
Like, we liked, like, 3 players.
We're now sat in a brand new stadium. We've lost Highbury.
Yeah.
Everything's unrecognisable.
Yeah, and it slowly became that way. Like, Emirates had some good years.
Yeah.
Obviously, it built in 2006. We challenged in 2007, 8. And then...
But it kind of feels like you're not looking at your team anymore. Like, you're looking at this something else.
Well, by the time we got to 2016, and Arteta was... when Wenger was on his way out, it was gone.
It felt foreign.
It was starting to go... And when Wenger left, it really felt like we were in uncharted territories.
Yeah.
And after the Emery years, it wasn't just that. We just... I think as a family, we didn't like the players.
Yeah.
Like, there was not a likeable factor.
No.
And therefore, you didn't have the energy to go and cheer.
Yeah.
And I remember that first time when he joined and he said, get the drones up. Why the drones not up? And they were like, we haven't used the drones. And he's like, why?
Yeah.
And I remember that's such a ridiculous statement, but I remember watching that going, that is such a example of that. You know, like if you leave a school to like secondary teachers,
Yeah.
the kids are kind of just doing whatever and they're just getting by.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no one's being pushed in each department.
Yeah.
Like, is the millimeter. And he kind of went, why are the drones not watching training? And they were like, well, why would they? And they were like, but we have the drones. So put them up so we can look at it. And they were like, okay.
Yeah.
So some people now are like, oh, God, I need to do my job.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that was such an important thing that I think it'd become so comfortable.
Yeah.
That everyone in every department had become comfortable. And he came in and made every department uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And over a period of it took about 3 years. every department was now working on all cylinders. But he also worked on the crowd. He asked for new raps on the stadium. He got a song.
Yeah.
And as much as other fan bases hate the song, and some of the Arsenal fans hate the song, it brought people together.
Yeah.
And it gave us something.
Yeah.
It needed these little, dare I say, cringy things to make people go, Ashburton Army. People are so lame. It's like, I like it.
I think...
By the way, shout out to Ashburton Army. There's a lot of reports this week. They took a lot of food to homeless shelters before the game this week.
Nice.
And a lot of people give a lot of stick because they're younger and stuff like that. But there was a very nice gesture they did.
It's the community, isn't it? Like, you're building the community. You're working with the community. But the fact that we in this country think any of that is cringe is what I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, because... I'll take it back to American sport again. In American sport, that is just the base level normal.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff is just where you start. Like, you grow from there.
Yeah.
Like, I that is the stuff from Arteta. I'm a big fan of, like, when you were saying all that then, I couldn't help but smile.
Yeah.
Because I love that stuff. I love the idea that one person has the ability to just shift these little things in a certain direction. It's man managing.
Yeah.
Like, that's why a lot of managers of companies, managers of anything... look to sports managers a lot of the time because there's these little touches you can do to get morale up.
Yeah.
You can unite everyone.
Yeah, I'm just saying that. We got Thomas Frank playing here on the documentary they put on YouTube.
Yeah.
And literally he's walking down the halls at Brentford and you can see him shaking hands with literally like kit men, canteen people.
I love that.
And that stuff is...
It's the little things.
It's
like,
you need all of that to go a certain way to ever win a trophy.
Yeah.
It sounds ridiculous, but Arteta was so aware of that part. Again, he's a super tactician, so he's mixed the two.
Yeah.
But you have to mix, every single thing has to go perfect. But the big important thing that I think, if Arteta next year doesn't win anything, and they go, do you know what? And I think he will leave if he doesn't win something next year. I don't think it's an Arsenal thing. I don't think he'll leave Arsenal. I don't think he'll leave it to Arsenal to make that decision, because I think as fans, there'll be a lot of people saying Arteta out if he doesn't win anything. But I think the board will go, but this is good.
Yeah.
Like, we're way better than we were.
Yeah, it's
Stay.
It's consistent, yeah.
He came in and he said, and by the way, there was a comedy thing in my head, the Gary Neville podcast. Every time he brought up Arteta's project, he was adding years to it, and it was really funny. So he goes, he's been here now, you've got to think 5 to 6 years. By the end of the podcast, he referenced it again where he said, when you're looking at it, he said, we're now in year 7 and 8. And I was like, whoa, he's added 2. I just want to clarify. He joined on Boxing Day 2019.
Yeah.
So if you said that was January 1st, 2020, he's been there just over 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When he joined, at the end of that first season, that season was just him getting his feet under the table and going, what is going on?
Tidy up a little bit.
And what he did by that summer was tidied up the backroom stuff, tried to develop something, gave us an FA Cup, and then a month later gave us a Community Shield.
Yeah.
Then he went, and he did that interview where he said it's a 5-year plan. That was from that moment. The 5-year plan is essentially ending this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
From that moment.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the season will be technically year 4 of what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But from when he did the interview, it's the next season is the end of the project.
Yeah.
By the end of the project, he basically said by the end of this year, he said we'll be challenging for titles and Champions League. We've also challenged for... I wouldn't say we ever challenged for Champions League until this year.
Yeah.
Last year we were in the quarters, but we never truly looked like we were ever going to beat Bayern.
We looked like Arsenal that kind of gets to a
From
high
10,
level
15
and then
years
starts
ago,
flapping a little bit. Yeah.
Whereas this year, I think we were truly in it.
We were contenders this year. Yeah.
But we've challenged for 2 years running. This is the 3rd year running for the title. I don't think this was a challenging year.
No.
But we were second.
Yeah.
But this year, that was where I remember him doing that interview, and everyone laughed because they said he reckons by the end of that year 4 they'll be challenging in the Champions League and the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's way ahead of it because he's already challenged 3. This is his 3rd time, but the Champions League was also there. The next year is the one where he said it goes bang. So what he's saying is we're going to win the Champions League or the Premier League or both of them.
Yeah.
I think he is very set on that plan he made. And I think next year is the make or break. And we talked about it last week. I think it's make or break for a lot of reasons. I think now he, if you remember, a big thing when he came in was we all wanted to get rid of Deadwood. Cedric King Deadwood III or whatever it was. Get rid of it all. Streamline. He kept saying, I want a streamlined, smaller squad that is pure quality. And we all agreed.
Yeah.
And then right at the start of the season, what did he say? The squad's too small. Too streamlined.
Yeah.
And I think something changed, and I think it's something he learned in the 2 challenges that you can't have a streamlined squad.
No.
You kind of need a little faff
Yeah.
I think you need players that you're not 100% sold on, but they're there.
Yeah, you need soldiers to jump in when it's needed. Yeah,
I think he went to FIFA. You know, you go to FIFA, and we talked about it before.
wipe it.
And there's 32 players, and you instantly go, those 8 are just never getting near the team, so gone. They've gone. And all of a sudden you go, I'm quite happy with that, but I don't like them, so I'll get rid of those 6. And then you bring in 1 player.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you start the season, you look at your bench, you go, hell yeah. The team, hell yeah. And then after the 3rd game, you got 4 injuries, and you go, I can't fill the bench.
Yeah, you drop down.
So
to
all
that,
of a sudden you
drop down to that reserve spot, and there's like 3 players.
there's none.
Yeah.
And you end up going to reserves, and you go to your youth academy, and you bring up 3 just to put them on the bench.
They're rated like 52 or something.
That's Henry Lansbury, whatever his name is. Henry, what's his name?
Lansbury.
No, it's the one Simon always wants us to bring on. The one that's always there. He looks a...
Is he the blonde kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks a bit like young Ray Parlour.
Yeah.
He's always there. And like Butler Adeji's appeared.
Yeah.
And it's like he's gone, oh God. And I think he's realised, you need Kieran Tierney's.
Yeah.
I think he's loved Kieran Tierney this
Oh
year.
man, yeah.
Just reliable.
Kieran Tierney has been an
Such a
absolute
professional.
soldier for us. Yeah.
A professional. The crowd love him. Took us... I think he is somewhat the epitome of this era.
Yeah.
He came in 2020.
With his Tesco bag.
Yeah, when Arteta came in, he was the first player that changed a little bit of culture that I think changed the fan base to go, I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sick of all these other ones,
Yeah.
turning up in their Ferraris and turning up late. And that wasn't a dig at Aubameyang, who's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I love Lacazette and Aubameyang.
Yeah.
But we all went, I like him, he's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's stayed here the whole time. And he's been out of favour and stuff. He went out on loan. But we all love him. The ovation he got at Newcastle is huge.
Yeah.
And I think Teta knows that sometimes you need players like that. You know, you don't have to streamline it that much. And I think next year we will see that because I think he's going to buy. But I do think, next year is make or break for him at the end of the project.
Yeah.
If we get to the end of next year and let's say we come 4th and win no titles, I don't think he gets sacked. I think he just leaves.
Yeah, because in his own head, he knows what he nearly got to the plan.
He'll say, I made a plan
Yeah.
and I didn't succeed. You need someone who can make it succeed.
And someone else needs to come in and basically what like Slot did with Klopp's Liverpool.
Yeah.
Come in and take over and take it that bit further.
Yeah, it could be someone comes in, it could be Thomas Frank from Brentford.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, okay. And it just, for whatever reason, works.
Yeah.
And he takes Arteta's team
Yeah.
and just does something just to change the scenery or something. Because I think that's what happened with Liverpool. I think Klopp is very reminiscent of Arteta. I think it's going to hit a point where you can only give so much to a guy who's that demanding.
Yeah.
And I think Slot's come in, and I don't think he's as demanding.
No.
I think he's quite chill.
Yeah.
But he's got the team that Klopp built.
He-
And they've all gone, oh, I like this. Klopp's not shouting at us every day
Yeah.
and making us run laps.
We know how to do all that stuff that he showed us, but this
we're
is
more relaxed now
nice.
because he's
Yeah.
really chill and he's laughing.
Yeah.
Whereas Klopp doesn't laugh at us. He just shouts.
Yeah.
And I think it could be that. It could be somewhat like a relaxed Thomas Frank or someone comes in and takes us over the line. Everyone goes, oh, what a legend. And it's like we know that Slot's win this year is, you should almost give a medal to Klopp.
Oh, yeah.
He set him up for it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think if he wins something, there's also a chance he leaves. Because maybe he goes, that was my plan. I did it.
Yeah.
Now go run with it.
He knows what he's capable of.
But
he did it.
I realistically think if he wins something, he stays.
Yeah.
I think if he loses, I really don't think he gets sacked. The only way he gets sacked is we are 10th at Christmas.
I think Merson pointed that out on the post show the other day. I think he said it's around Christmas time we'll know.
Yeah.
It can't go a full season. I think it has to get to at least Christmas, and whatever we're doing, if we need to move on, we move on then.
Yeah, if we're in the Champions League later,
Yeah.
he'll stay.
Yeah.
And if we're in the Premier League till later, we'll
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
And if he fails, I think he leaves. I think
Yeah.
if he succeeds at one, then he stays.
Yeah.
But that's why I think it's make or break, because I think now he's learned enough. He's gotten so close. It's now just a couple more pieces of the puzzle,
Yeah.
and then he can have a go. So, because it's make or break, you might as well go for it.
Yeah.
Because last thing I want to do is not do anything, him bundle for another year, get us a second, and go, I'm just not cut out for it here. I can't get you over the line.
Yeah.
He leaves. We do bring in Thomas Frank. We come 7th. And Saka goes to Real Madrid, and we go, God, do you remember those 5 years with Arteta? They were unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, we were just prime Arsenal. And we did it with Wenger. Once Wenger left, everyone went, oh my God, we took it for granted.
Yeah.
Arteta will be taken for granted, even if he doesn't win anything.
Yeah.
But I just want to bring up that Pep Guardiola said Community Shield, only 4 teams have won trophies this year in the Premier League, and he considered himself because they won the Community Shield. So
That's clutching.
and other people, but other people also agreeing. And I was like, so if we're counting the Community Shields now, are we all going to accept Arteta's won 3 trophies at Arsenal?
Because they never counted them when we were talking about them.
Literally, they talked the other day and he said Arteta's gone 5 years without winning a trophy, and I was like, he literally last year won the Community Shield.
Yeah.
And if Pep's counting them,
Yeah.
and also Liverpool counted them because they said Klopp, when he won the Community Shield, add another trophy to his cabinet.
Yeah.
So if you're counting them, let me know, because maybe Arteta's done even better than we think.
Yeah.
Because you told us they don't count.
I count them. Silverware in the cabinet is silverware in the cabinet.
Yeah, I think it's a lower, like Crystal Palace. Shout out to Crystal Palace win the FA Cup.
Yeah.
That was their first major they'd ever won.
Some of those shots of the crowd
Yeah.
and how happy they were is wild.
They've never won a major trophy in their careers. But what a major and a major and a trophy is considered, I think Community Shield is a trophy. It's just not a major trophy.
No.
But it's a trophy.
Yeah. We all think of the Community Shield.
Like if Chelsea win the Conference League this year, it's a trophy. It's not a major trophy.
No.
Like because people don't even accept that we won the European trophy in 1994.
Yeah.
Like no one talks about it. Everyone's like, no.
Yeah.
Arsenal have no European anything.
Yeah.
We've never been any European trophy. But West Ham do apparently because they won the Conference League.
Yeah.
But we won the equivalent of the Europa Cup in 94.
It was the Cup Winners' Cup, yeah.
Yeah. And that's considered we didn't win that. So they're not major trophies. The FA Cup's a major. I think the Carabao is a major. I think in the league, I think it's domestically, I think it's Carabao, FA Cup, Premier.
Yeah.
They're majors.
Yeah.
I think Europa Cup and the Champions League are majors.
What Carabao?
I think winning the Super Cup, as big as it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
it's just a trophy. It's
It's
like the Community
It's
Shield.
a manufactured big cup.
It's like winning the Club World Cup. I think they're there and they're cool things to add, but we don't go, oh my God, if you won a Club World Cup, no one cares.
There's no legacy behind it. But I think the Carabao, I think, has kind of turned into a secondary
Because
cup.
of Wenger.
Yeah, I think we created that. We were the problem there. I think we started to field like secondary teams and stuff for it. But you think back to like when we were growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, it kind of was still, it was relevant. Like when there was no Sky, we had the terrestrial
If you won the
channel.
Carling Cup, you'd be so chuffed.
Yeah, like these things were all on like BBC, ITV or whatever it was. And we'd settle in and see who was going to win that cup.
Even the Community Shield, when I was a kid, I was like, even now, like, if we're in the Carabao Cup, in the Community Shield, I want to win it.
Yeah, you're at Wembley. You're winning silverware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still get to have that day.
Yeah.
But next year will be Liverpool versus Crystal Palace Community Shield.
Mad. I like that.
It's a different
Yeah.
way.
Love to see Crystal Palace get some more silverware there.
If they're allowed to count it. So, prediction league time. This is a big one.
Yeah.
This is huge. Because we are going to use this to talk about Man United and Tottenham and some other stuff. Last week, this is where it gets a bit complicated.
Yeah.
So, you got 5 out of 10.
Okay.
I also got 5 out of 10. Unfortunately, Simon got 7 out of 10.
Wow.
So, that extends his lead. So, now he's on 174. I'm on 170. You're on 151. You cannot win it now.
Okay.
So, you can actually pick who you want. I have to make up 4 points on Simon to have a joint win.
Yeah.
Or 5. I have to win 5.
Okay.
So I'm now in your position
Yeah.
where I might have to actually
Be tactical.
be a bit tactical.
Yeah.
But looking at he's actually made a couple that might work out my way.
Okay.
So game 1, we've got Bournemouth versus Leicester. Bournemouth, if they cannot make European football now. Brighton beating Liverpool this week.
Yeah.
They can come 8th now.
Wow.
Brentford will also come 8th
Yeah.
if Brighton lose and Brentford win. 8th isn't guaranteed anything, but if Chelsea win the Conference League and drop out of the Champions League spots, 8th then becomes a spot.
Wow.
So Brighton or Brentford could have European football.
Fantastic.
But Bournemouth could have also, but they had to win last night and then win again, but they didn't. Simon's gone Bournemouth to beat Leicester. This is the one where I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to go Bournemouth.
Yeah, I'll go Bournemouth.
The next one is Fulham at home to Man City.
Oh.
Simon's gone City. I'm going to go draw.
I'm going to go Fulham.
Because the fact that Fulham, they also can, I think they might be able to make
Yeah.
Europe. So they're not playing for anything. But But City are really getting after it.
Yeah.
They have to win.
They're trying to finish strong here.
There's a chance they could drop out if they don't win. So, it's tough. Ipswich versus West Ham. Simon's going to draw. I'm actually going to go Ipswich.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ipswich as well. They're going to go out swinging a little bit.
Hope so. Liverpool at home to Palace. Simon's gone Palace. I'm going to go Liverpool. I think they're actually going to go out strong here. Palace have nothing to play for. Liverpool have lost and draw. They've lost 2 and drawn 1 in the league in the last 3. They can't keep losing.
No, I'm going to go Liverpool.
We've got Man United versus Villa. Simon's gone Villa.
Man United have got a big week, aren't they? Yeah, I'm going to go Villa. They're going to be tired.
I'm going to go draw. Newcastle Everton. Simon's got Newcastle. I'm also going to go Newcastle. They have to win that.
I'm going to go draw. I think they might drop off.
And then Forest versus Chelsea. Simon's gone Forest. I'm going to go draw. Which would be horrific for them. Because that's the problem is if it's a draw, I think they both go out.
Wow.
Potentially on depending on other stuff. So there's a chance if this was like 0-0, 1-1 or 2-2 at like 85 minutes, both teams are going to go hell for leather because they have to. But that could also cancel each other. I'm going to go
exciting.
draw. What are you going to do?
Give me Chelsea.
We got Saints Arsenal. I'm going to go Arsenal.
Yeah.
So Simon. Spurs Brighton. Simon's gone Brighton. They do need to win that.
And Spurs are going to be tired again.
And they're missing a lot of players. I'm actually going to go draw.
I think Spurs are coming off the back of a
Loss.
loss. So I think they're going to lose that one as well. I think it's going to be a downward.
Hope so. Wolves versus Brentford. Simon's gone draw. I'm going to go Wolves.
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm just trying to be weird.
Give me Brentford.
I was going to go Brentford, and I thought I could imagine Brentford just losing.
Yeah.
So that is that. This is the predictions. We'll get to that next week.
Nice.
It's so funny how old some of it is, because we'll get to it next week. For example, because we set these way before the start of the season.
Yeah.
For example, transfer. Joe's Rodrigo to Arsenal. A year on, what are we saying?
Oh, that's mad. I remember making that exact prediction as well. I can't believe that's a whole season.
Yeah. I was looking at it yesterday going, sure, this can't be a year. It feels like 2 years old.
Yeah.
But the teams that are going up and going down are the teams from this year. So I was like, how's this a year? It feels like I got Tony going to Arsenal.
Mad.
But we'll get to that all next week when we know how everything ended. Because next week we'll have the winner of the Europa Cup. I think we'll have the winner of the conference. Is that tonight also? The Chelsea game? I don't know.
Can't imagine.
Champions League's a week on Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a while away.
Yeah.
We'll know where everyone finished, who's in the Champions League. You know, if Newcastle drop out, is Isaac available?
Yeah.
There's talk this week. Obviously, we were all talking about Gyökeres and how good he's going to be. And then Man United made concrete connections with him this week.
Yeah.
Then Liverpool made a reach out to Sesko.
Yeah.
Could we end up with Moreno up front again? I don't know.
Goodness.
But as the season ends and we start getting into it, we'll be able to delve into that transfers. But before we go, I would like to do a little bit on this Europa Cup.
Yeah.
Ange doesn't want to be called a clown. I've never seen a match that is so on a, this is what caused him to say it, but they've had the worst league season they've both ever had, pretty much, in modern history.
Two teams that should not be down there.
But they could rectify it by getting Champions League football. We spoke a little bit on it last week, but I do think if Tottenham were to win, it changes a lot for them.
Yeah.
Champions League football. Manager said he was going to do something and then did it.
Yep.
Trophy.
Yeah, big.
That rectifies the whole mess of a season.
Mm-hmm.
Because next year you've got a manager that you believe in now.
Yeah.
You have another year where you can attract players to a Champions League team that are in London.
Yep.
In a great stadium.
Yep.
I think he still ends up getting sacked because I think he's just a mad manager.
Yeah.
But either way, if they were, for example, to get a Thomas Frank and be in the Champions League and get an Mbeumo,
that looks very good all of a sudden.
All of a sudden you go, they're a worry. And that's why they cannot win. Because I think they can really galvanise themselves on that.
Yeah.
Obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I just don't want them to win any trophies ever. And it's funnier that way. But whereas Man United, and also the benefit of Man United winning is if they win, nothing changes.
No.
If they lose, nothing changes.
No, it's the same.
There is nothing. There's no. I don't think there's any risk to Man United season.
No.
Whether they win or lose.
No.
Because if they win or lose, the same stuff's going to happen.
Yeah.
Same transfers, the same everything.
It's
Maybe
crucial.
as a United fan, they might go, well, if we're not in Europe, we're not going to be able to get Gyökeres, for example. Yeah, maybe. And that might change a lot. But
They still somewhat have the...
they won the FA Cup last year and sacked the manager. Like, it doesn't matter. Like,
No, it's all... They're all just kind of spinning their wheels and slowly bringing in trophies here and there if they need to. For Tottenham, it's crucial. They need to get the job done. I think the rest of their standings as a Premier League team...
the next 5 years is set by this game, I think.
It's all hangs on this, yeah.
It's big. I think Tottenham, there's big pressure. And also, it's a guarantee they sack their manager if they lose.
Yeah.
Whereas if Man United lose, they don't sack Amarin.
No.
They'll sack him in October.
Yeah.
He has a worse record than Gary Neville at Valencia now.
Wow.
Since he took over, his record is worse than Solskjaer at Cardiff, and they've only gained 5 points since January.
Wow.
Something like that.
That's mad.
It's mad. It is really bizarre how bad it is.
Yeah.
But Tottenham with the Europa, they're missing Maddison, they're missing Bergvall, they're missing Kuleski.
Yep.
If this is Man United's, if that was us in that final going against Tottenham, I'd be like, you're never going to get a better opportunity to just spank them in a final.
Yeah.
But if Man United mess this up, I think they are just really bad.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be funny. And also, we remember going to a Europa Cup final during a very disappointing season. That disappointing season, including us coming fifth, by the way.
Yeah.
And our whole next season depended on us getting Champions League football because of it.
Yeah.
And that ruined Emery's career at Arsenal.
Yeah.
And it made the fan base become toxic because we lost to another team in the Premier League in the final, 4-1.
The standards
So
are high.
I can't even describe to you. Baku, for us, is a real jumping off moment.
Yeah.
So whoever doesn't win this tonight, you've got a bigger jumping off moment than we had.
It's way
because
worse.
our manager was doing way better than your managers are. Our players were a lot better than your players. We lost the final and it still went more toxic.
Yeah.
And Arteta, it took him 3 years to overturn that.
Yeah.
So
It's terrifying.
good luck to whoever loses.
Lots of pressure.
To whoever wins. If it's Man United, then probably you still sack Amarin in October and it still feels very similar. If it's Tottenham, I do worry.
Yeah.
So let's just hope it's not Tottenham.
Either way, enjoy it.
I'm going to enjoy it. But we'll be back next week where we'll be doing finding out who won Prediction League. Do I overturn the 4-point deficit on Simon? We'll go through what we predicted at the start of the season, what happened this last week, and then the following week we're thinking of doing like a breakdown of the season, like ups and downs. Who gets an up, who gets a down, who gets a golden up in the
I like
Simon terms for each player in the Arsenal team. But we'll be back then in 2 weeks. But we'll be back next Wednesday, iTunes, Spotify, and Gunners R Us every single day on TikTok. Please check us out. Joe, have you got any final words? You don't have to. We got Saints away. We usually lose there. What do you think?
I think we're going to beat Saints away. It's been a fantastic season. We're going to wrap it up properly next week. But enjoy it. We've progressed. We're doing well. Come on, Arsenal!